Hajime mashite. Watashi wa Dayang Siti Norsyakilla desu. Thank you for joining today's session. Before we get deeper into today's discussion, today I would like to share and discuss about Tajwid learning among Japanese Muslim converts, especially the importance of providing Tajwid learning materials in the Japanese language. When we talk about learning the Quran, pronunciation is very important in Islam. Muslims are encouraged to recite the Quran correctly according to Tajwid rules. Even small pronunciation differences may affect the meaning. However, learning Tajwid is not always easy, especially for non-Arabic speakers. With that in mind, currently Islam is still considered a minority religion in Japan, but the Muslim community is slowly growing. The number of Japanese Muslim converts is also increasing gradually. As more people become interested in Islam, the need for accessible Islamic learning materials also becomes more important. For Japanese Muslim converts, issue related or mentioned before may become even more difficult because Arabic and Japanese are very different languages. At the same time, many converts begin learning Islam completely from the beginning. Some may not know Arabic letters before converting to Islam. Some may never study Arabic pronunciation before. So when they start learning Quranic recitation and tajweed, everything feels very new and unfamiliar. Building on that, one issue that can be observed is that many Tajwid learning materials are still difficult for beginners. Some materials are written in Arabic or English or maybe Malay or other languages rather than Japanese. And this may become a challenge for Japanese learners who are more comfortable learning in Japanese language. Even if learners are motivated, understanding Tajweed explanation in unfamiliar languages may slow down may slow down their learning process. On that note, because of this, Japanese language Tajweed learning materials may help make learning more accessible and comfortable for beginners. Learning in one's native language can reduce confusion and help learners understand concept more clearly. For example, when explanation, instruction, and examples are provided in Japanese, learners may feel less overwhelmed. They can focus more on understanding pronunciation and recitation instead of struggling with language barriers. Another important point is confidence. Of course, when we want to read Al Quran, when we want to learn any languages, actually we have to be more confident so that we can speak it or we can talk with it with confidently and maybe without overthinking. Okay, so sometimes beginners feel nervous or afraid of making mistakes while reading the Quran. When learning materials are too difficult or complicated, um, learners may lose confidence. Like us, when we afraid to speak in English or maybe other languages like Malay, Arabic, if we are not confident and we are afraid to make mistakes, sometimes we lose all the confidence that we had in ourselves. But simpler explanation and familiar language support may help learners feel more comfortable and motivated. Currently, actually, many people or many mu'alafs like also depend on self-learning methods such as maybe they can watch from YouTube. They also maybe can join online classes. Example, maybe the student is in Singapore, but sometimes they can join like online classes from the Malaysian company. Example, and also maybe they can learn by themselves by searching the PDFs into Google. Okay, and also maybe they can download any mobile application that has Tajweed learnings or any that related to Quran recitation. And obviously, of course, social media. We can see like TikTok lives, people are teaching Tajweed in their TikToks live and also maybe Instagram lives also. However, not all materials are suitable for beginners. Some materials use difficult terminology or explanation without enough beginner support. So because of this, there is growing discussion about creating simpler and more beginner-friendly Tajweed learning methods. For example, we can provide or we can create Japanese translation support, visual explanation which is more clear and more visual instead of a long text of explanation. Okay, maybe we can put explanation, short explanation, and also the visual. Okay, and also transliteration. Okay, and then step by step guidance. This is what we need when we want to create like a module or like a module for adults or kids. We of course we need a step by step guidance so that it's gonna be clear for them to read it and to learn it. Okay, and also maybe we can also add an interactive learning activities which we they can test themselves with the activities that provided in the module, so they know that they understand or not by these interactive games in the module itself. Okay, so learning materials should be supportive and beginner friendly, because why? Providing this module is not just about for those who knows or who want to practice about their, or they want to test their knowledge about tajwid, but of course we want to provide this for those who really wants to learn tajwid from the beginners, from beginning. Okay, so before we end this discussion, okay, currently there is an upcoming tajwid learning class that will be conducted on 15 June. The session will use a simplified Tajwid learning module prepared in the Japanese language for beginners learners that I showed before. So inshallah, that Tajwid module will be used during this Tajwid online class. Okay, so the focus is to provide easier explanation and more accessible learning support for Japanese Muslim converts. Even though the Tajwid model is in Japanese, but the explanation will be in English to avoid any miscommunication or any language barriers mistake during the class or during the explanation about the Tajwid modules. Because might be we also have participants that from outside Japan. Okay, so during the session, in addition, interviews also may be conducted with participants who are willing to share their learning experiences, so that this will help us or the other people that who want to create a model, especially Tajwid model, to provide better understanding about the learner needs and also difficulties in Tajwid learning. So, with all that in perspective, personally, I think this discussion is important because accessibility in the Islamic education matters. Sometimes we focus too much on the content itself, but learning methods and language accessibility are also very important for whole the world. When learners feel comfortable and supported, especially maybe for those who are really new in Al Quran recitation, so it's um, gonna make them feel comfortable and supported um, because it's easy to access and it's easy to learn from the module that they are easy to access. Okay, and then this topic also is not only about tajwid rules, but also improving Quran recitation, okay, makes Islamic education more accessible and helping new Muslims feel more connected and confident when learning the Quran. Looking ahead, in the future, maybe more Islamic educational materials can be developed in different languages to support Muslim minority communities around the world, not just for Japanese, maybe for other countries also. So, especially today, digital learning allows educational materials to become more interactive and accessible. So, as we know, nowadays we have a lot of technologies that can help us to create the model more easy, and also for people that not in our country or for people all the whole the world can access it easily anytime and anywhere. So to bring it all together, overall Japanese Muslim converts may face challenges in learning tajwid because of language barriers and also unfamiliar pronunciation systems. Because of that, simplified tajwid learning materials in the Japanese language may help improve understanding, accessibility, and confidence in Quranic learning. So, in conclusion, what we are talking about today is the importance of providing the mu'allafs, not just Japanese, to provide them like Islamic books that easy for them to read it, to understand it, and to learn it. Because for them, especially who just recently or who just currently entered Islam, they need to learn for their whole life. So for example, us, we already learn everything from kids, but also us, like we also need book to improve example, to improve our salah, to improve our Quran recitation. Even us, that is, we 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 Islam from kids, we already Islam from kids, we also need book that make us to understand about tajweed more better, more better and also more easier. So it's like it's also same goes to the mu'alafs, especially for Japanese. Okay, since I'm doing my internship in Japan Da'wah Center, that's why I'm providing a simplified Tajwid learning in Japanese language. So I think that's all from me. Arigato gozaimasu for listening my session today. Sayonara matane. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.